Hello everyone, welcome back to another update on the big trip number 2. Just arrived at a community called the Llama Foundation in New Mexico about a week ago near Taos. Before that, I was in Bali and a community called Lost Valley in Oregon. So this video will be on those two places. I was in Ubud, Bali from July 14th to August 5th for 23 days. Mainly went there for a combo training. It was a 12-day intensive training, and then also just to like dance and do some breath work and explore. But I got there and was just super jet lagged because it's like the opposite, totally opposite day and night times, and could almost barely function for the first week. And was just basically going to dances. But yeah, I was in Bali for a couple weeks last year and then 3 weeks this time, and just like really fell in love with it again. And it's just like such a paradise, and the so beautiful, and the jungle and the nature and the monkeys and the Balinese people are so nice, and they like make these little altars out of plants and put them in front of their house every day and pray. And there's temples like everywhere. And it's really cheap. It's like $10 for a hotel, $10 for a massage, $5 for a meal. And there's beach, surf, spa, scuba, and one of the biggest conscious communities that I've ever seen. Just so many crazy cool things happening. Multiple breathworks every day, medicine. I checked, and there's 3 to 7 dances happening every day there. Half of them being contact and half of them being ecstatic, and certain types of contact and certain types of ecstatic, like not just general. Yeah, and it felt like almost like a dance immersion, that I was dancing so much. I would go to like 2 dances probably on average per day, and my body would just get super sore, and I'd get a massage, and then I'd dance more. And I was just dancing so much that I felt like I was learning a lot, and I was getting really good. And so at some points it felt like I was super on, and I could almost like see the future, and I knew like how they were gonna move, and I had like 10 times the body strength. So yeah, that was just great. It kind of felt like event overload, though. There's so many cool things happening that like I have this tendency in myself to feel like I need to like maximize my experience, and that I can get kind of FOMO, and that like, oh, there's all these cool things happening, I don't want to miss like the best one, and it was like a little stressful in that way. Hard life. But I could really see myself like potentially living there. There's not really so much intentional communities that are there that I know of. There's 2 that are kind of like developing, it seems. But yeah, maybe living there, or like just going back for like a longer amount of time for sure. But yeah, as I travel around and I go to these intentional communities, I find that I have a pretty good balance of like alone time and like working on my projects and my responsibilities and my to-do list, and then like letting go of those, and then like being in the community, and just like being present and like more flowy. And when I was in Bali, I really just like let go of all my projects and responsibilities, and was just there for 3 weeks, and just totally let go, and just danced and learned about combo. And in that way, it felt a little bit like ungrounding, and that I was like just dancing so much, I wasn't really using my mind. I was just like fully in my body for so long, and that it felt kind of unbalanced. And I realized like I really do like to use my mind, and I like to have projects, and I like to grow and contribute beyond myself, and that I was kind of missing that. I noticed that just like being in intentional communities, I live like a way more examined life, and that there's a lot more learning and inner growth happening. So yeah, the combo training was 12-day intensive, just like all day long. For those of you who don't know, combo is a secretion produced by a frog in the Amazon that has 27 peptides. It's one of the world's strongest natural anti-inflammatory, antimicrobial anesthetics, and one of the strongest natural ways to strengthen the immune system and detoxes the liver and intestines. Our teacher was Caitlin Thompson, who I think is from Southern California. She's a neurobiologist and does research on combo especially with like Lyme disease and autoimmune conditions and chronic illness. And the program, yeah, I was really happy with it. It was very thorough. We had like classroom PowerPoints every day, lots of hands-on learning, serving each other, being served. We did what was called a warrior trilogy, where we received 3 doses of combo in 3 hours, which was just like super intense. And what I really got from that was just like, wow, realizing how strong I am and how much I can take. And also a lot of trust in the medicine. Like sometimes it feels like I am dying. And this really made me feel like, wow, I can take a lot and I'm not going to die. And I trust the medicine that it's not going to kill me. And that if I'm guiding someone else and maybe they look like they're having a really hard time and that they're feeling like they're going to die, I'll have more trust in that they're actually going to be okay. Yeah, we also learned about like microdosing as well. I didn't even know that was possible with combo. And actually leaving Bali, going to Lost Valley in Oregon, the community there, right when I got there, I got like really sick and I don't know if it was Bali belly or some stomach bug or stomach flu, food poisoning, but I was vomiting and diarrheaing for like 2 days straight. And I was able to give myself a microdose of combo for 2 days, and I felt like it really helped. So it's cool just to like have that ability to give myself have an strong antimicrobial that's natural that I can serve myself or serve others. I did feel like I left a piece of myself in Bali, and that like coming back to the US, it was like something kind of like missing in myself. Maybe it was just like having so much dance and then not having that. But I was at Lost Valley from August 6th to 24th for 20 days. Lost Valley is a 35-year-old community been there since 1989, and before that was a summer Christian camp in the 70s. There's 40 people that live there. The layout of the land is they have this big, nice lodge. It's kind of like their community center where they serve meals, and there's a big kitchen there. There's like this big building, this kind of like duplexes. I think that has like 12 people that live in them. There's 9 cabins kind of around the lodge area. There's tiny homes. It's kind of like a forest area in the entire community. Big, beautiful meadow with an outdoor kitchen, classrooms, library, music room, garden, river, trails, sauna. So yeah, really nice layout. They kind of promote themselves as an intentional community educational center, and that they provide what's called a holistic sustainability semester that is like a 7-week long program that is a little expensive and does like a lot of teaching about like permaculture and intentional community living. They don't really have work exchange programs so much like that I've seen at other communities. They do have a 3-month internship, which is kind of like that, which is, 3 months is a long time, at least for me. But what I went there for was called a community experience week, which is like a 1-week immersion of the community of teaching, again, like permaculture and like about intentional communities in general, and then about theirs. And I was able to get there a week before that and do a work exchange in the kitchen just by like talking to them and asking them. They also do other retreats and education, and they actually have a festival, like music, dance, inner growth festival happening in September. So I like that they do things like that. Yeah, one of the things I was really missing, which I realized that I want in community, is a community that has lots of like inner growth and like and they have lots of meetings at Lost Valley, but like sharing circle, authentic relating, breath work, yoga, meditation, like doing these things together. And I felt that was missing. And again, I was only there for 2.5 weeks. I was there at the time that I was there. I was there the year I was there. So it's hard to judge the community based off just that short amount of time. But that was something that I was missing, and that I am realizing that I really want in the community that I eventually find myself in. There's dance in Eugene, which is a city about 30 minutes away, twice a week, an ecstatic and a contact, so I got to go to those. There was only like one dance in the community the entire time I was there, but they said that they do have dances usually more often. They have a meal sharing system called communage, where everyone who wants to participate, you cook once a month and you clean twice a month, and that in that you get to eat one meal a day that someone else makes, and you get to participate in. So yeah, in the community experience immersion week that I did, we learned a lot about communities, and that communities have 3 needs: governance, which is like decision making; glue, which is like fun and oxytocin building meetings and activities; and then processing. It's like inner work, growth, processing, intimacy building things. I really loved the people at Lost Valley. I judged them to just be like super smart and effective and capable, and like a really great team of people living together. They were actually able to get this like $750,000 grant to like remodel their cabins. So just like using things like that. Yeah, just smart people. And I don't know, this is gonna sound a little judgmental, but I feel like sometimes I come to these communities and there's like these people that, I don't know, like hippies that are like burnout, kind of lost hippies, and I didn't really find that at Lost Valley. So yeah, really love that. Yeah, and one of the biggest things I got from being there was watching them and their decision making, and that they use sociocracy governance and use that in their meetings, and they're just super structured, super fast, effective, efficient, kind, mindful, skilled ways of having these meetings. And yeah, it was just really great to see. And I feel like just comparing that to other meetings that I've seen at other communities, it was just like, wow, okay, this is like, they clearly know what they're doing and have probably done lots of training. And they use this like sign language during the meeting to like not interrupt people, which makes it go a lot faster. And that like, I agree, I disagree, I have a clarifying question, I have a direct response, I want to do a vibe check because things are getting crazy in here. So yeah, I really loved that. And that there's 5 community types: eco-village, co-housing, religious and spiritual community, housing co-op, and a commune. And I'm feeling like I really want to be in a spiritual, religious community at this point. And I feel like those communities like that, there's lots more intimacy, inner growth, processing, meetings and things happening together, which that's just, yeah, what I feel like that I want. And yeah, I really loved it. They said that self-sufficiency is a myth. Yeah. That's it for now. I love you all, and I miss you, and I will see you next time.